What's up, y'all? I'm back at it again with another Streetbeefs fight breakdown. If you don't know who I am, my name is Daniel. I'm one half of the Heart in the Fight team. I will be without my co-host Omar for this segment. For this Streetbeefs fight, we will focus on a beef fight that will happen at the Streetbeefs Westcoast event on November 14th in Vegas. It will be Darkness versus Kilo. Both Darkness and Kilo are 2-0. Darkness had 2 MMA fights. Kilo had 1 boxing and 1 MMA fight. And so it's important to note that I will only be looking at Kilo's 1 MMA fight. So we're going to be taking a closer look at Darkness and his weapons of choice. Weapon number 1, acrobatic strikes. In most fights, the entry point to contact is normally a jab, a kick to the body, or a calf kick. But Darkness opts for a flying knees, bicycle kicks. He's able to catch people because of his starting stance. He gets near you and then, surprise, he jumps in the air and attacks. The point of it is to catch his opponent off guard. Weapon number 2, his knee strikes. With his knee strikes, he does jumping knees, knees in the clinch. He's normally aiming in the midsection and in the head with straight knees or diagonal knee strikes. He uses both knees. And the beautiful thing about knee strikes is that they're short, compact, and so there's a lot of power behind them. And if they land, they can really hurt the opponent. What's important about his knee strikes is that he is able to mix up his punches during his knee exchanges. It's like his knees set up his punches. Weapon number 3, he utilizes a rubber guard. If you look across Streetbeefs, most people are using a traditional closed guard. But Darkness uses a rubber guard, which was made famous by Eddie Bravo. He uses it to close the distance between him and his opponent. The rubber guard requires tons of flexibility, so it's clear that Darkness is flexible. But when it is successfully applied, it controls and minimizes any damage from his opponent who is in the dominant position. So it's a way to remove the ability of his opponent to strike him. As you see, when his legs go high on his back and near his opponent's neck, it forces his opponent to place his hands on the ground, whether that's one hand or 2 hands. But when his opponent's hands are on the ground, it makes it really difficult for them to strike him. They can't posture up anymore. He removes that by keeping his guard high. It's a strategy to hold his opponent until the referee stands them up. It's to stall the action. It's to make sure that he doesn't take damage and force the referee to put them back up where he wants the fight to be. Now let's look at his opponent, Kilo, and his weapons of choice. Weapon number 1, push kick. For those who aren't familiar with a push kick, as you can see from this kick, it disrupts the rhythm of the opponent, it controls distance. And one thing that Kilo does is with his push kick is that he's able to set up body kicks with it. Weapon number 2, the clinch. If you look at the footage, Kilo does a really good job of controlling the head with the clinch. When he does that, it allows him to set up his knees and his leg trips. For a Muay Thai fighter like Kilo, the clinch is key. It sets up his entire offense. He can control the movement of his opponent. It ensures that the opponent doesn't have an opportunity to harm him in the process. Weapon number 3, feints. Because Kilo is able to use the push kicks effectively, Kilo can set up feints using the same motion, getting his opponent to only focus on the kick, allowing Kilo to throw differently and disguising strikes behind the feints. The opponent might be thinking about trying to catch the kick or moving out the way, not knowing that Kilo wants them to do that. And so it keeps your opponent on the defensive end, and as a result, it nullifies his offense. So when I think about the X factor in this fight, it has to be range. We have 2 fighters who like to engage. We have 2 fighters who love using their knees as an offensive weapon. Will Kilo be expecting a lot of the explosive moves that Darkness uses? And so he might use a lot of the push kicks to keep Darkness away from him. Can Darkness get a hold of Kilo and utilize his rapid pace, rapid fire offense? Darkness is like a Tasmanian devil. He kicks up dust once he gets within range. So can Kilo use his kicks to nullify that kind of barrage. So the person who's able to control the range, whether that's close fighting or distance fighting, will determine the fight. Hopefully you were able to learn something from this breakdown. If you like what you heard, like what you saw, please subscribe to the channel. We also have Heart in the Fight merchandise. I'll leave a link at the bottom. Go to our Teespring store. And if you want to donate a little pocket change to our platform, you can go to our Patreon page. We always appreciate all the support that we can get. Until we see you next time, make sure you dig deep and double down on your own commitments to your life.